okay? This dress here, I'm going to scoot this one over. So this is what I was talking about when I said ump your waist. The seam is right under the bust, right here. And then the skirt sort of flows out from that. And this skirt is, I would call it a shaped A-line. It's not like super tight, but it does skim the body.
Skims, and then at the hips it starts to let go.
Yes. So this one, you're going to want to pay attention to, I would say, all three measurements.
Yes.
Because you don't, part of the beauty of this dress is this like soft column look.
Yeah.
And you don't want it to be like sausaged onto you.
And the skirt is not biased like the other
right.
ones we talked about. So it doesn't have the same. This fabric is a little bit of a give and ease work into
absolutely.
it.
Yeah. And we have a center front slit, which is really pretty.
And it's not too high, so you don't have to worry you're exposing yourself.
You can sit without fear. It has these this sort of fold detail at the strap. Yeah. So the strap like folds over to create a drape.
And it drapes right at the top of your shoulders. It's very pretty.
Really pretty.
It's really elegant.
Nice neat neckline. And then the back is just very simple with a wide strap. So it's high enough that you could definitely wear a strapless bra with this, no problem.
And again, you can easily pinch down the strap if you need an adjustment.
So
you
can
do that yourself.
And just tack it yourself to avoid alterations if you wanted to.
There's a nice flattering line with angles here, so it'll make your back look elongated.
Yeah. So this one again, though, if I was sizing myself, I would really be paying attention to all three measurements. Okay, you want to make sure that you fit within the range. You have a little bit of room at your natural waist, I would say, because it does drape underneath there. But your hip and your bust are going to be really important. Really, really, you want to pay attention to that. Let's see. I think that's those are the dresses we were presenting today. So to recap again, what we're talking about is picking the right size in a special occasion dress, and this really goes for any brand. The key is knowing how to take your measurements correctly. Really super important. Okay, so when we did the measurements across the fullest part of your bust.
Fullest part.
Here's your review. Fullest part of the bust.
While wearing a proper bra.
Yeah, no sports bras. You're not going to get a good measurement.
And wear a bra. Don't go braless.
Keep it. Make sure that it is level, that it's not dipping. Okay, pull it tight so it's snug against you. All right. For your natural waist, measure in the right spot. You're going to do a side bend. You'll feel where you crease. That's your waist. It's higher than you think. Okay. So again, pull it tight. Okay. And your hip, you're going to pull it across the fullest part of your bottom and pull it tight again. And that's how you get a true measurement. Do not allow a bunch of room. I can't tell you how many people I've measured and they are like, oh no, loosen it at my waist. I want to be able to like move in my dress or, have dinner and not feel tight. No. The dress, like the pattern takes that into account. If you give yourself too much room, your dress is going to be too big. And if you measure in the wrong spot, the dress is going to be too big. I've had so many people, I think we both have, I've measured or they measure themselves, they send me their measurements, and I can tell right off the bat something's wrong because the proportion is like out of whack. And I have them remeasure their waist, and sure enough, their waist is like 2.5, 3 inches smaller than they thought it was because they were measuring where, their pants sit, not where their natural waist is.
And that'll take you down like 2 sizes.
Yes, it makes a big difference.
Significant difference.
Yes, absolutely. But having said that, like we said before, don't be offended or freaked out if you are wearing a size larger in the dresses. That is totally standard.
Very standard.
Yeah, it's not like buying from a ready to wear brand. It's a different thing.
And no body is like one perfect size.
Yeah.
So most people fluctuate between sizes.
Right.
So
and everybody has different proportions. So Sarah does like a lot of our fit modeling for us. Yes. And when we do it on Sarah, we know she is short-waisted. So either she wears our 4s, they fit her very nicely. But for Sarah to wear our 4, she would be pinching up the shoulders on the dress to have the waist hit in the right spot.
Definitely.
That's a totally normal alteration. It's not anything weird. Everybody's everybody's proportioned differently, and you can also think, when I choose dresses, I think about the way things fit me.
Right.
Which dresses are easiest to wear, most flattering. There are certain ones that are harder than others, and I use that to make an informed choice when I buy a dress. The other thing is, I would say, like this dress, the stretch velvet dress would be an amazing maternity dress for somebody, because it would stretch right around that belly. And when we order for maternity, you order based on your bust only, bust measurement. If you're ordering earlier in your pregnancy, it's probably one of our most asked questions. I'm going to be 8 months pregnant when I am in the wedding. What size should I order? It is a really hard question to answer. I'm going to be totally honest with you, especially if it's a first pregnancy. You just don't know how somebody's going to grow. But generally speaking, you don't automatically just order 5 sizes bigger. That is a huge mistake. I would say you're going to go a few sizes larger on the bust, because that definitely grows. And a lot of people order fabric, and we do sell piece goods to people if they need it to put in panels to expand the dress, and that's a good way of doing something for somebody who's pregnant. This dress, I would say they may be able to split this and put a panel in the front very easily to accommodate a belly. That would make it super easy to make it into a maternity dress. Or we offer dresses, actually, this dress would stretch right around your belly, here, because you've got all this room. And around your hips. But it's really about picking a dress that's, a high up your waist makes it a lot easier, if you're going to be maternity. And try to wait to order your dress until a couple months before the wedding, so that you're as close to where you're going to be as possible. That's kind of important. But so those are our best advice. Measure yourself properly. Get those measurements as close to accurate as possible. Look at the style of the dress. Take into consideration the cut and fit. And then, if it's got a full skirt, a super full skirt, and it's a really fitted tight bustier bodice, obviously that bust and that waist measurement are very important, and you've got more room in the hip. And we're always here to help, so you can always ask. So we hope everybody has a great week and is staying cool out there. It is very hot.
Survive the heat wave.
That's right. And make sure to take advantage. I think there's an extra discount for up to a half an hour after the live stream event. And take care and have a great 4th of July. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.